Hi everybody, Riskmonger here. Welcome back to Astrology Baseball on MLB The Show 24. This is the Division Series round of this simulated playoff series. We started with 12 teams, one for each sign of the zodiac, and now we're down to the final 8. Or technically the final 6, because we saw the first two Division Series matchups decided in 3-game sweeps. Let's hope for a longer, more exciting series here in the Positive League between Gemini from the Air Division and Aries from the Fire Division. The starter for Aries is that Aries Perez? That is really hard to read. Why in the name of the baseball gods would they put white text on a white background, especially since the Aries main color is red? Perez actually missed the entire 2024 season due to injury, but again, the game goes by player rating rather than real-life 2024 stats, and those ratings are plenty impressive as he strikes out Royce Lewis to end the first, stranding Jake Fraley on second base after his leadoff double. On the mound for Gemini, here's Garrett Crochet, ostensibly the number 3 starter for the Twins. Remember, Paul Skeens and Zach Wheeler pitched in the 2-game sweep of Leo in the wildcard round. Crochet also ends his first inning with a K, striking out Luis Aries here. Crochet, the newest high-profile member of the Red Sox rotation, having been acquired via trade with the White Sox in the real-life offseason. The scoreless duel would continue into the 4th inning, when who else? Bobby Witt Jr. hits a massive solo home run to give Gemini the first lead of the night and the series. Witt exploded in the wild card round. He's pretty much the only above-average hitter in this very weak Gemini lineup, or at least the only above-average hitter who stayed healthy over the course of a full season. He's the guy you don't want to let beat you, but unfortunately, that's exactly what happened here. It's 1-0 in favor of the Twins. Bottom of the 4th inning, here's Jake Burger, and he uses that compact swing to drive one deep into left field. It's a no-doubter. A 435-foot shot, nearly 120 miles per hour off the bat, and this game is tied. Aries has unprecedented depth at the corner infield spots. At first, there's Matt Olson and Christian Walker. At third, the Rams have Alex Bregman, Austin Riley, and Nolan Arenado, and then Jake Burger can play either spot. Next inning, here's a nice defensive play for you. The rookie Cardinals shortstop Mason Wynn charges in, makes a nice backhand stop, and the throw in time for the out. Wynn really solidifies the shortstop position for Aries, who hasn't had a good performer there since Alex Bregman lost his up-the-middle eligibility. In the 6th inning, it's Gemini long reliever Shane Bieber. He came in after Crochet gave up a leadoff hit to center fielder Pete Crow Armstrong, a Cubs former top prospect. Bieber would load the bases on a Mason Wynn double and a walk to Luis Aries, bringing up cleanup hitter Jake Burger once again. And Burger comes through once again. It's a ground ball past the diving Witt at shortstop. 2 runs will score, and after tying the game in the 4th, Burger puts his squad ahead 2 innings later. Burger spent last season with the Marlins, but was traded to Texas during the offseason, where he projects as the everyday DH. Aries would score a couple more runs in the affair, courtesy of Christian Walker and Will Smith, making a 5-1 score your final. Closer Edwin Diaz gets the strikeout of Bobby Witt Jr. to end the game, and Aries, the heavily favored leader of the Fire Division, gets the win here, putting themselves up 1-0 in the series. Game 2, let's just get right into it. We've seen enough of these intros by now, and they're all pretty much the same. There we see Michael King for Gemini, and the Aries starter, it's Chris Sale, the National League Cy Young Award winner. Nobody expected him to reach these dizzying heights at this point in his career after 4 injury-plagued seasons. Here he is getting out of the 2nd inning with a nice double play. That one was turned by Mason Wynn and Luis Aries, the latter spending most of his 2024 season at first base and DH. Bottom of the 2nd, the Aries third basemen are making some noise. Austin Riley at the plate with Alex Bregman on second after hitting a double. And Riley blasts one deep to right. It's a 2-run homer from the number 6 hitter. Not hit the hardest, but with plenty of power to give the Rams a 2-0 lead. Later in the inning, here's catcher Will Smith, and he goes deep off Michael King. A booming shot, this one pulled to left field, and that increases Aries' lead to 3-0. Smith, of course, helping the Dodgers to a real-life World Series title as one of the best hitting catchers in the league. But in the next inning, Gemini trying to claw back. Here's a big fly by Ramon Urias. He's in there against lefties, which is actually the opposite of how he was used by the Orioles in 2024 in real life. But the game's platoon usage pays off. It's now 3-1. Later in the third, Gemini still threatening. Bobby Witt Jr. reaches way inside and knocks an RBI base hit with 2 on and 2 out. Tremendous plate coverage by the MVP runner-up, and the Aries lead is now just 1 run. Next batter, Royce Lewis. He also reaches for a ball out of the zone, smacking an opposite field line drive. Joe Adell picks it up, but the run will easily score from second. It's a tie game. Ryan Jeffers up next. Can Gemini take the lead? No, they cannot. It is a strikeout to end the inning, but Chris Sale has seen his 3-run lead evaporate in the third. First batter of the bottom of the third. Rookie shortstop Mason Wynn lays down a bunt. Royce Lewis touches it in fair territory, even though it looked like it was rolling foul. That's going to go down for a base hit. Mason Wynn seems happy about that play, but he wouldn't be happy for long. Michael King delivers a pitch out here. Wynn dives back to first base, and Mason Wynn is down on the ground right now and is having trouble standing. The shin bone was hit hard. It might be broken. How do you break your shin diving back to first base? That's a strange understanding of anatomy there. Maybe let's just pretend it was a sprained wrist or something. Either way, Wynn is out of action for some time. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa in, and he adds some value right away, stealing second base. He would move to third on a ground out. But with 2 outs now, here's Alex Bregman, and he cannot make contact. Ooh, but he does make contact with his own leg after that strikeout, shattering the bat over his knee in disgust. The Rams lose their shortstop and don't even score the run. It's still tied up 3-3. In the 6th, Sale would be out of the game in favor of long reliever Zach Eflin. And 2 outs into his first inning of work, he gives up a big home run to second baseman Connor Norby, and Gemini takes the lead. Norby was a top-rated prospect in the Orioles system, but he was traded to Miami at the 2024 trade deadline. He's got less than 200 plate appearances at the major league level, but Gemini's player pool is so weak that the future is now for them, and it's now 4-3 Twins. And the homers would keep coming. Here's a 2-run shot by Nick Gonzalez, the young Pirates second baseman. Bobby Witt Jr. off new reliever David Robertson knocks a big fly to left where that's Alex Bregman out there. That's one way for Aries to get all their corner infielders in the game. In the 8th, here's Ryan Jeffers off reliever Hunter Gaddis. Gemini absolutely pouring it on, and they would win this one by a final score of 8-5. Felix Bautista getting the replacement shortstop known as IKF to fly out to end the game, and we're heading into Gemini's home park with the series tied 1-1. I'm showing a little bit of the intro to Game 3 to remind us that Gemini plays in extraterrestrial park. Hey, when you have the worst sign in the sport, you have to give the fans something to get excited about, right? We also, for the first time, get to see the all-red Aries away team uniforms, as modeled by Pete Crow Armstrong here, and we also get to see Zach Wheeler in the Gemini home whites. Interestingly enough, it was Paul Skeens who pitched Game 1 of the wildcard round, but Gemini making some adjustments to their rotation, just as Cancer did in the Negative League Division Series. The Aries starter, meanwhile, is Taj Bradley of the Rays. He's facing Nick Gonzalez in the third, with Ezekiel Duran on third, and Nicky G hits a fly ball to center. PCA handles it, gives the throw everything he's got, but it's not enough to prevent Gemini from taking the first lead of the game. Meanwhile, Zach Wheeler continues to make the Aries lineup look silly, striking out Alex Bregman to end the fourth, the third strikeout of the inning, and it's still 1-0 Twins. In the 6th, it's Hunter Gaddis, the new reliever. Bobby Witt Jr. hits another fly ball to deep left field. Back-to-back games with a home run for the star shortstop. He has hit 4 so far this postseason. This guy is absolutely putting Gemini on his back as he doubles his team's lead. Meanwhile, Zach Wheeler still pitching in the 7th. Austin Riley with a runner on. It's a sharp ground ball to first base. Dominic Smith feeds to Witt, back to first. It's a 3-6-3 double play. 7 shutout innings for the real-life Phillies ace. Wheeler still pitching in the 8th. Gets a check swing from Will Smith. Ump says he went around. That's Wheeler's 13th K. Wheeler would not get the complete game, however. Here's Felix Bautista in for the second night in a row. He gets Ernie Clement to ground out, Witt to Norby to Smith. That's a double play to end it, and Gemini takes a 2-1 lead in the best-of-5 series. I should point out that's Ernie Clement playing second base and batting third here. That was the defensive position and lineup spot of 2-time batting champ Luis Arraez, but Aries switched things up when Mason Wynn went down with an injury. So I guess the game's AI really struggles with continuity around injured players. Something to keep an eye on as we move to the next game. Speaking of which, here's Paul Skeens, the NL Rookie of the Year and starter of the All-Star Game in 2024, trying to close out Aries for a tremendous upset. And he's off to a good start, striking out PCA to start the game. Mitch Keller, the starter for Aries, would pitch a 1-2-3 first. And then in inning number 2, Skeens would run into Austin Riley, his second home run of the postseason, the second one he hit to the opposite field. It's power versus power, and this time power wins. The Braves' third baseman with a 2-run homer to this time give Aries the early lead. Aries would add another run in the top of the 8th against long reliever Freddie Peralta, and then Gemini would get on the board in the bottom of the inning against co-closer Josh Hader. But Edwin Diaz would close the door, striking out Jake Myers and pulling Aries even in the series, 2 games apiece. We're going into Game 5 tomorrow, where we will get the thrilling conclusion of this Positive League Division Series. Game 5 of this Positive League Division Series, we are back at the Aries home ballpark, Metro Field, for the deciding game. It's a repeat of the Game 1 starting pitching matchup, Eury Perez for Aries and Garrett Crochet for Gemini, and we'll find out who's advancing to the Championship Series. Each pitcher on a roll, Crochet has 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. Perez has 5 through 2 2/3. But Jake Fraley breaks the shutout streak. With 2 outs in the 3rd inning, he takes one deep out to right. A solo homer for the first run of the game. Fraley, a corner outfielder on the Reds, taking advantage of that relatively short porch in right field, and Gemini looking to put themselves in a position for a massive upset if they can hold on to this lead. That lead would be short-lived, though, as here's Ernie Clement drawing the walk with the bases loaded to tie the game in the bottom of the 3rd. That's going to bring up Jake Berger, the hero in Game 1, and he's going to sneak one through the left side. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score as Fraley comes up throwing. That's the 2nd game now that Berger has come up big against a lefty starter. I guess he's a platoon bat, and the mixing and matching works out for the Aries manager. It's 3-1 Rams. Speaking of Aries managers, there's only one currently in the big leagues, and that's veteran Bruce Bochy, who took the Rangers to a World Series championship in 2023 in his first season back after a long hiatus, as Christian Walker brings in another run with a groundout, and will go to the 4th with a 4-1 Aries lead. Right fielder Joe Adell added another run in the 6th on a homer off Shane Bieber, another echo of the pitching usage from Game 1, and that would be all Aries needed to seal this one up. A cadre of Aries relievers would finish the job, ending with lefty Keegan Aiken in a non-save situation. Harrison Bader popping out to Adell to end the game and send Aries to the Positive League Championship Series, where they would face, remember who won the first DS in 3 games? That's right, the Libra Scales. We've got one more CS participant to get squared away in the negative league in a rousing division series between the 2 highest scoring fantasy teams in the league, Scorpio and Virgo, coming up next time. So until then, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to check out the links in the description, including my blog, astrologybaseball.com, and I'll see you all next time.